In the top stories, government partners with civil society in the fight against crime. Chief Justice Mario Michel engages with sixth form students during ECSC public sensitization tour, and the CFBC netball team extends winning streak. Good afternoon, my name is Jasmine Thomas, and here is the major newscast. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis, through the Citizen Security Secretariat, is continuing its efforts to address crime and violence with the 90-day campaign against crime and violence, a community-driven initiative focused on building trust and unity across the nation. A key part of the campaign is the Unshackled Youth Wave 2024, a week-long program organized by the St. Kitts Seventh-day Adventist SDA Youth in partnership with the Secretariat. Running from November 23 to 30, the event includes conventions, open-air meetings, school visits, prison outreach, and a grand march against crime. These activities reflect growing support for Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew's public health approach to tackling crime. Prime Minister Drew emphasized that solving crime requires societal cooperation. This is a societal issue that needs a societal response, he stated, reinforcing his government's commitment to partnership-driven solutions. Family Councillor Alicia Collins, a member of the Citizen Security Task Force, also highlighted the importance of community engagement. Initiatives like community conversations have helped us understand residents' concerns and create targeted interventions, she said. With broad participation from faith-based organizations, schools, and the community leaders, the 90-day campaign continues to gain momentum, demonstrating the government's focus on prevention, rehabilitation, and collaboration as key strategies for a safer St. Kitts and Nevis. As part of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court's ECSC Regional Public Sensitization Tour, Chief Justice Mario Michel visited the Nevis Sixth Form College on Friday, November 15. The visit coincided with the launch of the ECSC's new criminal module on the e-litigation portal ELP, which was introduced in St. Kitts and Nevis on the 14th of November. During his visit, Chief Justice Michel engaged with law instructors and students, providing valuable insights into the workings of the ECSC and the court's regional impact. He explained the court's structure and the functions of its various levels of the judiciary, as well as the territories it serves. The Chief Justice also took time to answer questions from first and second-year law students on a range of topics, from the role of law in politics to career prospects in the legal field. He offered practical advice to those considering a career in law, stressing that the importance of early decision-making and commitment. It's important to make that decision upfront if you decide law is what you want to do, Chief Justice Michel said. During your early stages of development, whether when you're choosing your subjects or during fifth form, is the time to decide if law is the career for you. Encouraging students to stay focused and dedicated, Chief Justice Michel added, "Success as a lawyer is based on hard work. If you're ready to put in the effort, there are limitless possibilities for lawyers, whether locally or regionally." Accompanying the Chief Justice were Chief Registrar Michelle John Theobalds, Court Administrator Gregory Girard, and Information Services and Communications Manager Dwaymian Brissett. This session was attended by Deputy Principal of NSFC, Mrs. Carolyn David, as well as Cape Law lecturers, Mr. Dejona Liebert and Mrs. Colette Parry. This visit was part of the ECSC's ongoing public education lecture series in St. Kitts and Nevis, aimed at increasing public understanding of the judiciary's role and operations. The CFBC Bulls netball team continued their impressive run of victories, securing back-to-back wins in November. On Thursday, November 14, they triumphed over the SEMS Charles E. Mills Secondary School Eagles at Netball City, Warner Park, showcasing their skill and teamwork. Just 2 days later, on Saturday, November 16, the Bulls maintained their winning momentum with a dominant performance against the GSS Gingerland Secondary School Panthers in Nevis. The Bulls delivered a commanding 22-3 victory over the SEMS Eagles, when Angelina Liebert earning the Player of the Match honors for her exceptional performance. The team carried that momentum into their next match, defeating the GSS Panthers 33-5, where Zalia Warner was named Player of the Match for her outstanding display. The CFBC Bulls will look to extend their winning streak as they face the Sadler's Secondary School Wolves on Tuesday, 19th November. The match is set to begin at 4 in the afternoon at Netball City, Warner Park. Regionally, all schools in Grenada will remain closed today, November 19, due to adverse weather conditions. The National Disaster Management Agency, NDMA, issued a statement informing the public that a flood and landslide warning is now in effect for Grenada. This is in response to a surface trough currently located near the Windward Islands, which is expected to bring heavy rainfall and hazardous conditions. NDMA has urged the public to prioritize safety and stay tuned for further updates and advisories. And in Guyana, Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus has been granted bail in the sum of 10.5 million Guyanese dollars, which is approximately $42,000 US, after facing a total of 231 charges related to serious financial crimes. The 44-year-old attorney and veteran of the Guyana Police Force with 25 years of service appeared in court on Monday to answer to these charges, which include money laundering, obtaining money by false pretenses, misconduct in public office, and lastly by a public official. In October, Brutus, along with his pregnant wife, Andonica Alder, a police sergeant and a businessman, was initially charged with 30 offenses connected to financial crimes. At that time, Brutus was granted bail of $6.2 million after being charged with several indictable offenses. However, during his court appearance on Monday, the number of charges against him surged to 231, with 201 new charges added to the original list. Brutus is scheduled to return to court on the 17th of January in 2025 for further proceedings. On the international scene, a U.S. envoy returned to Beirut on Tuesday amid tentative signs of progress on a proposed Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire, which Lebanese officials have cautiously welcomed. The proposal, which calls for both Hezbollah and Israeli forces to withdraw from a UN buffer zone in southern Lebanon, remains under discussion. However, the plan faces obstacles, including differing views on how to enforce the peacekeeping presence and whether the UN should have broader authority to counter Hezbollah threats. In Gaza, meanwhile, the humanitarian situation worsened as nearly 100 aid trucks were looted over the weekend. The theft exacerbated the already dire food shortages, especially in central Gaza, where many displaced people are crowded into tent camps. The UN condemned the looting but did not specify who was responsible. Israeli military routes for aid convoys were changed shortly before the trucks were stolen, while Hamas has denied involvement in the theft. Its security forces reportedly killed 20 alleged looters. The food crisis has worsened in northern Gaza, where an Israeli offensive continues, causing widespread displacement and fatalities. The ongoing wars in Gaza and Lebanon have left tens of thousands dead and millions displaced, with U.S. efforts to to broker ceasefires in both regions, making limited progress. A Wyoming state judge on Monday struck down the state's ban on abortion and its first-in-the-nation ban on abortion medication. The decision is a significant victory for abortion rights advocates. Teton County District Judge Melissa Owens has previously blocked these laws during their legal challenges, citing violations of women's rights under Wyoming state constitution. The laws have prohibited abortions except to protect a woman's life or in cases of rape or incest, and banned abortion pills outright. The challenge was brought by 4 women, including 2 obstetricians and 2 nonprofit groups, including Wellspring Health Access, which opened Wyoming's first full-service abortion clinic in 2023. This is a wonderful day for the citizens of Wyoming and women everywhere who should have control over their own bodies, said Julie Burkhart, president of the Wellspring Health Access. The ruling adds to a growing momentum for abortion rights, as voters in several states have passed measures supporting abortion access in recent elections. However, some states, such as Florida and South Dakota, have defeated similar amendments. The ruling also follows the U.S. Supreme Court's 2022 overturning of Roe v. Wade, which allowed individual states to impose abortion bans. Currently, 13 states enforce near-total abortion bans, with ongoing legal challenges in several. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. Grace and peace be multiplied to you.